How's it going, everybody? It has been a week and a half, 2 weeks or so since my last video. And so here we go. Got another Codger blend today. And the one today is Prince Albert. But first, two things. First thing, I received a comment recently on one of my old videos regarding the video saying, and it said, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it said good video, audio sucks, or audio's kind of trash, or something like that. And I was like, well, that's fair. And I try to speak up as much as I can. Sometimes my kid's asleep in the house, if I'm doing it late at night, so I'm not gonna talk too loud. And then if there's traffic going by and I got the door open like I do now, that's probably not gonna help matters. But it is what it is. Maybe sometime I'll be able to get a mic, but they're like $100 or $50 or whatever, and I don't want to spend 20-30 bucks on a cheap one and then have it not work or not sound good or whatever. So we'll see what happens. For now, it's just it is what it is, and I apologize if the audio's bad enough that it makes it annoying to watch the video. I apologize for that. And we'll see. Maybe one day I'll be able to get a mic. So that's number one. Second thing I want to do before I get into the Codger blend is I got a little package here from Anthony, Killer Briar. I don't remember exactly how it worked out. I think I saw some of his stuff on Instagram, and I said something like, hey, good luck, or I don't remember exactly what I said, or maybe he responded to me. I don't know. There was a conversation that one of us started on Instagram, and then he offered to send me a sample, so of his blends that he's blending. And I said, sure. I said, I think I gave him, I think I looked at the list and I said, basically what I thought that I might like. And he said, all right. So he mailed some out. So I'm going to pop it open real quick. If anyone's interested in trying some of Anthony or Killer Briar's blends, he's on Instagram. He has a YouTube channel. I don't know what else he has. What I'll do is I will put his Instagram handle in the description. I want to say it's Killer Briar 626, I believe. I can't remember, and like I said, I meant to look it up before. So I knew, but I forgot. So now I'll put it in the description. So he threw in, looks like a couple stickers. One for little AJ's Finest that he's got, and then just a Killer Briar. So that's cool. I got a freezer, big stand-up freezer in my garage. Oh wow! I got a big stand-up freezer in my garage, so I usually throw all my stickers on there. Another one, another sticker. And I will be doing a review on these two. How I like to do is I like to smoke. I like to smoke it a little bit before I do a review. I don't particularly like doing first impressions because, I know some people do a first impression and then later on do a review, and I don't know. I'd rather just probably do a review. But anyway, so he gave me a bag of AJ's Finest. He also wanted to tell me, he wanted me to know that if he sells tobacco, he puts it in a nicer packaging. This he just put in some Ziplocs because they're just samples for me. So, but they're, I would say, pretty hefty samples. I think both of these are probably in the neighborhood of 2 ounces. So appreciate that, Anthony. That's cool. Also, I want to tell you, And in order for me to repay any kind of favor, you have to put a return address on the envelope. I mean, I'm just saying. So, I mean, now I got to ask you for it, whereas before I was just gonna just randomly hit you with something. But now I got to actually say, hey, I need your address so that I can, repay the favor, send something back to you for your, for your kindness here. So, anyway, Chesapeake Red is the other one. It's a little cake. He's working on pressing tobacco into little cakes and stuff, so that's cool. I think what I don't know what I'm gonna do. It depends on how I like these, but I could see myself smoking 5-6 bowls, doing a review, and then jarring the rest. Because like I said, it is probably about 2 ounces or close to it. So we'll see. Chesapeake Red, AJ's finest. Thank you, Killer Briar. Anthony, appreciate you very much for that. So, man, I really dropped the ball. I wanted to do. Sometimes I like to get on tobacco reviews, especially with the Codger blends, to see, how they were made and those kinds of things, and I really dropped the ball on this one. I didn't do any research at all. I don't like to read the reviews because I don't like to influence myself that way, but for any topping or anything like that, but maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the video really quick. I'm going to just look it up on tobacco reviews just to see the components and if it's got any kind of a topping. And if I see anything like very interesting about the history of the Prince Albert, I'll bring it up. But just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So it's a Burley Cavendish blend. It says there's no flavoring, but I feel like maybe the Cavendish is kind of sweetened because it is a much sweeter blend than I would expect from something that states it doesn't have a flavoring. I gotta remember. So it was first produced in the early 1900s by R.J. Reynolds, so an American company. It's sold in the mid 80s to I think John Middleton, and then currently, so last year, 2021, production moved from the United States to the Dominican Republic. So that's kind of interesting. So Prince Albert is currently being produced in the Dominican Republic. Kind of interesting. You don't really think. I mean, you think of cigars obviously coming out of Dominican Republic, but not, pipe tobacco. And obviously, since it's a Codger blend, I'm smoking out of a cob. I think it's a perfectly reasonable smoke. Obviously it's not as good as some of the more higher end brands and blends of tobacco you can get now, like the McBarons and Sutliffs and the McConnells, and the list goes on. But I think it's a perfectly serviceable smoke. Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of been my conclusion with a lot of the Codger blends is I don't think I've never come away with saying like, man, that just really sucked. There's been some that weren't really my style, like Half and Half and Velvet and stuff like that. They're not really my style. I didn't really like the topping on them, but I wasn't like, man, those really sucked. Which there have been a couple of tobaccos in the past that are made by like Cornell and Deal or whoever, that I have said that about. I'm just like, man, that sucks. So I would say I like that. I like Prince Albert a little bit better than like Velvet or Half and Half. If you've tried Velvet and Half and didn't really appreciate that kind of um, uh, that that topping or that flavoring that they put on it, I would say give Prince Albert a try because it is, to me, it's similar without the flavoring. It's that burley base blend. There's some Cavendish in there. Um, it didn't say that there was any Virginia, so we'll just say there's no Virginia. The Cavendish, it could be Virginia Cavendish. I don't know. It could be burley Cavendish. Um, so like I said, I think if you're curious about Codger blends and you kind of liked Velvet and you kind of liked Half and Half, but you didn't really care for the topping, maybe give Prince Albert a try. I would say I like it about as much as I like Carter Hall. I like Carter Hall. I thought Carter Hall was pretty decent. And I've had some people commenting that 1Q is not a Codger blend. Whatever. That aside, I would say that I like this a little bit less than 1Q. 1Q is a little bit sweeter, and if I'm going to smoke a Codger blend out of a cob or something like that, I'm kind of looking for something that's got a little bit of sweetness, not like a cherry or, whatever, but just like kind of a little bit of sweetness. So, yeah, I think, so that, I mean, for me, Prince Albert kind of falls right in the middle of all the Codger blends I'd say that I've already tried. So it's a little bit better than some, not as good as a couple others, but perfectly serviceable. And I don't think I would ever I'm not going to come away from the experience going, that was terrible. So I think that's it for this video. Yeah, I don't know what's next. I don't know. I think I've reviewed all the Codger blends I currently have, and it's been a while since I did a Codger blend, so I wanted to do this. So I'll have to pick up another one or two Codger blends to keep this series going, which I'd like to keep it going because it's been interesting for me, having no interest with Codger blend or having no experience with Codger blends prior to doing these videos, and now having smoked I think like 6 or 7 of them. So we'll see. I don't know what's next. Maybe one of these. If I smoke a few bowls of one of Killer Briar's blends and I decide that I think I can do it justice and review it, then I'll do that. If not, it'll be something else. I got a couple other things that I can talk about. So until next time, adios.